Glenn Bartlett, Adam Long and Jeff Cooper. Ladies and gentlemen, Stump the Strategist.
So, Stump the Strategist. I believe a few people have seen this before. Can I just check who's seen Stump the Strategist before? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And who's a virgin? Yep. And who hasn't seen Stump the Strategist before? Yeah, you guys walked right into that one. Good. Straight into it. It is going to be one of those sessions. So this is how it goes. You've got the strategist, we've got the clock. We're going to need some questions. Now you're going to come up with a question with your partner. What's your chewiest, crunchiest marketing challenge? Start to frame a question that we can tackle up here. I'll just give you 30 seconds to do that. Who's got a challenge they'd like nailed?
All right, we're in a dry cleaners.
Yeah.
And we're wanting to find out how we can increase our dollar spend per person for our clients in store without discounting our product.
Yep. Dollar spend per person. Yep. Did you already write this down? Can I just have your copy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's even better. Cool. All right, so you guys are dry cleaners. Is it just the one store or you got a couple?
We've Queensland and New South Wales, we've got 6 at the moment.
Yep, okay. So you've got 6 dry cleaners. Your question is, how do we increase our dollar spend per person without discounting? That's a good question. You ready for that? Yep. All right. Oh, where's my button? Got it. Go.
All right, so I'm not going to say I've nailed this, but I'm not going to deny it. Yeah, once upon a time, right, I was working on some washing detergent dynamo, and I found out that the way that they increased sales was by making the cap bigger. So you pour out of the bucket of the bottle, and you just use like 5 or 10% more. So therefore, you got 5 or 10% less washes, and therefore, of course, they sold 5 or 10% more. Now, I felt horrible about that when I heard it. I thought that was really, really sneaky. But it also made me kind of think, hang on, there's way more to this marketing thing than necessarily just writing ads. So here's what I would do. Your current spend average was $25 for argument's sake. I would have a bag of value. I'd brand it up and I would make that bag fit $30 worth of clothes. Now I would market that bag as an easy way for them to transport their clothes forward and back, but I would make sure that it actually only took $27 worth of clothes or $26.
There's 2 ways to increase spend, right? You either get them to spend more each time they come or you get them to come more often. That's basically the 2 ways. So first one is, how do you get them to do it more frequently? And the way to do that is by benchmarking how often they should be getting their dry cleaning done. Because, I don't know, I do it till it smells, if I'm in Queensland, of course. Or if you're Gen Y, you just do it when the wife tells you to go and do it, or you notice a mark. Or you could be telling me to do it more often than that. I don't have a wife. I do. So, you need to benchmark how often people should actually be dry cleaning their clothes. And when they pick up their suit, you need a tag on it that says, your next dry clean with regular wear is going to be due in, look, however long they spend currently. If it's every 2 months, tell them 1 month. If it's every 2 weeks, tell them they should be coming in weekly. So you've got to benchmark that. And I'd put that tag on there and say the next cleaning is due in blah. Second thing I do is make sure you get an email address off every single customer that comes in the store. And you guys are nodding, so I'm hoping you're doing that already. And then you get to send them email reminders that, hey, you know, your beautiful blue suit that looks so good on stage is due for another click.
So the question was, how do you increase the spend without dropping the price? So put the price up would be the first thing. Do the exact opposite, right? The second thing comes to mind for me is packages. How do you package up the deals? If you're going to do the trousers, do the shirts as well. The package deals, I think, is a really big play in dry cleaning. I'm sure you're already doing it to some extent, but playing around with those packages. The other thing is innovating. So the way you tend to do it in FMCG is find some kind of value add. It's the Woolworths premium range, for example. If you think about it from a supermarket perspective, what's the premium product? What's the extra starch? What's the 3 times through cleaning? What's the upsell? There's always an upsell, and a lot of it's just marketing fluff and marketing magic. It's the business class version of whatever your standard class one is, and that might just be organic scent or something. You can come up with the idea around that and actually market that, and that just gets you that 50 cents, that dollar. That's just pure cream. So that would be another thing I'd look at, is innovating. Are you going to interrupt?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, okay.
you can get these macarons with like gold foil over the top with them, right? You get them in Westfields in the city. They're like $9, but it's actual gold. What if you like dry clean or clean them with like little gold powder in it? So we call this the super premium, right? Ridiculously over the top, ridiculously expensive. Maybe 1 in 1,000 of your customers will actually use it. But it's said to get your dry cleaning done properly, it's going to cost you $1,500. Geez, luckily we're only, whatever your prices are now, put it up by 10%. It looks cheaper compared to this ridiculously super premium offering. That's what you're trying to say.
Other interest, that's kind of what I was trying to say. The other thing is from a business model perspective, is there a subscription service available to you? Because for me, I dry clean kind of reluctantly every now and again, only if something looks dirty.
We can tell.
But yeah. Thanks, Coops. Yeah. Unlike Coops. But a subscription model's interesting. If you could get me in and go, we'll do this much for you a month, and actually create a habit out of it. Actually try and displace normal laundry as dry cleaning's just frankly the way. If you're a businessman, if you're a businesswoman, and you're traveling, like create that persona of who that audience is that you're going for, and actually create a subscription. We have created something specifically for you because we get you, and this is where marketing insight, we get you work so hard during the week, you haven't got time, you don't want to spend your weekends doing your washing. That's what we're here for. It's actually creating that, so you're going to get a lot more throughput from a transactional model, that subscription. The final point I had was seasonal specials. So,
That never happens.
Generally people have 2 wardrobes. I mean, I guess in Queensland it's the black thongs or the white thongs, but probably more so down here in New South Wales. It's to clear out the winter wardrobe, get that coat cleaned. Those specials at those seasonal times is a way of actually pumping through some higher value for a certain period of the year. So those seasonal offers.
Yeah, so I'm with Glenn, right? I understand you. So putting the price up works really well if you've got low price elasticity. In other words, there isn't a dry cleaner just down the road, and that may or may not be the case. I'm sure you've looked into it. The upsell is it. Mothballs, damp rid, hangers, suit bags, leather care, even dry cleaning fluid. If you're not thinking it'll cannibalize your business too much, the job is, I came in anyway, you've captured their attention. How can you systemize in your process where you tick 2 shirts, 2 trousers, and the rest of it? What are the other items that you can put on there and systemize into the business to sell to them? Because dry cleaning is a convenience play. People have only come to you because they don't have enough time to do it themselves. So you just got to think, what are all the complementary sells? I really think, depending on how much ranging room you have and how much shelving space you have, that you could really quite easily get another $5 out of every second customer, third customer.
Last one before you sum up, Glenn, is this issue of convenience. So if something's hard to do, you don't want to do it very often. And frankly, my laundromat's downstairs, so I've got to walk past them every day. It's super easy for me to drop stuff off. But back when I didn't live in an apartment with a laundromat in it, well, I had to plan for it. And that was a real pain in the ass. So have a look at setting up drop boxes around the city where people get a PIN code they can put in. You can use the technology used in Go-Get cars, for example, in Sydney, where a swipe card will just open the door, pop it in, pick it up at the end of the day. So that way you're out of hours, you're where people want to be, and you can actually set up partnerships with other businesses that are trying to get people to come in frequently. Convenience stores would love people to drop in. Have a talk to some of the service stations as well. They love people dropping in on a regular basis and make it really easy.
Yeah, the last one for me is a loyalty card. This will be on the border of discounting for you, but how much are we discounting? When you said without discounting, I'm sure you don't mind discounting 1 cent, 2 cents if there was an upside. So I'll work with that. Just have a loyalty card, but it's every time you bring in a load over $35. To see what you've done there, you've specifically incentivized that behavior. And then all you need to do is make sure that just like when you get your coffee card, that every 10th time that they do an order of that size, there's something worth doing it for. And it might be a free load or something. And obviously, I know you said don't discount, you just do the maths to make sure it's
You've
variable.
left him 20 seconds.
So to sum it up, what we've got is an 8-point plan. Reminders with receipts, digital communications, SMS text, upselling with innovation, looking for that innovation, creating the right value proposition around that innovation. Subscription service, seasonal specials, win on convenience, and then potentially loyalty at a certain price point. Stop there.
Warming up now.
That was good.
Yeah. Thanks for that, just that warm-up question as well. It's great.
So look, just to sum up a couple of things we've had here, a lot of ideas have come up. And the one thing that gets in the way of small businesses doing marketing really well tends not to be ideas, it tends to be the discipline around it. So what I'd counsel you on is don't try and do everything. Glenn put up a 6-point plan. Don't do all 6 points at once. Just do one and do it as well as possible. Get the results from that and reinvest back into the business. And look, the last thing is be remarkable. Be remarkable. And it rolls off the tongue so easily, but the temptation is always to play it safe and talk about we're really experienced, we've been around since 1972, we value respect, integrity and trust. You know, every business says that. So pick one thing that you guys can really stand for individually, and don't be afraid to piss off some others if what you've got to do to get attention is like stand on the table at a conference. Like, do what you got to do to get noticed, because there's a lot of marketing out there getting ignored.